Good morning, friends. Welcome to yet another episode of the Young Science Leader Series presented by YAI, that is Young Academy of Sciences India, Young Academy of India. So today with us, Dr. Muhammad Palashuddin. He is actually working in the field of chemistry. He is basically an assistant professor at Department of Chemistry in AMU, Aligarh Muslim University in Uttar Pradesh. Perhaps you know that AMU is one of the topmost universities in India. It has recently been ranked as the top five in the NIRF ranking. So it's one of the prestigious universities for higher education here in India. So Muhammad Palashuddin did his PhD from IIT Guwahati with Professor Arun Chattopadhyay, and his specialization is in chemistry of luminescent nanomaterial for versatile applications such as sensing, chemical as well as biological sensing, catalysis, and biological applications. So, as you know, nowadays the sensors are really getting popular, especially for disease, identification and other biomarker, even cancer detection. So, I hope he will talk a bit about these sensors. And Dr. Palashuddin's hobbies include football and travel. So thanks a lot, Dr. Palashuddin, to be part of this YSL today. We are really happy to have you here with us. And with me, Miss Nisha is the co-moderator of this session. Miss Mishra is from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Central University in Sagar in Madhya Pradesh, and she is a MSc Botany student, fourth semester. And welcome, Miss Nisha, and glad to have you here. Over to you, Nisha.
Thank you, Dr. Felix, sir. It's pleasure to be here. On behalf of YSL family, I welcome all the participants present here and also our young science leader, Dr. Muhammad Palashuddin, sir, who is here with us to share his science journey. We are eager to hear from you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so is it visible to all?
Yes,
First,
go ahead, please.
okay, okay. Thank you for nice introduction, and I would like to thank you organizers and especially Felix sir for giving me opportunity to deliver my talk in this platform. This is a very beautiful platform, and I am Dr. Mohammed Palashuddin Sheikh. Today I will present on my academic journey to foster my career. Currently, I am working as an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry, Aligarh Muslim University. So before going to the talk, I want to just let you inform about the brief history of Aligarh Muslim University. It was established by Sir Syed Ahmed Khan in 1875, and it was previously known as Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College. It came to be known as the Aligarh Muslim University in 1920. And this is the my university has completed 100 years, and we are celebrating centenary year this year. And my university has almost 12 faculties and almost over 100 teaching departments, and it has more than 28,000 students along with more than 1,300 teachers. And my department is one of the oldest department in India, and it was established in 1911 under the chairmanship of Professor H.B. Dangley. So before going to the main content of my talk, I would like to thank my parents because of their sacrifice for me. A lot of things they sacrificed for me, and actually I am from a remote village of Murshidabad district in West Bengal, and we don't have much facility, modern education facility there, and they always encourage me and motivate me for higher study. Uh, and now I start my main content of the talk. I did my basic education, means primary education, from Sargachi Ramakrishna Mission High School, and it is a first school of all the Ramakrishna Mission educational institute all over the world, and it was established by Swami Akhandanandaji Maharaj, one of the direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, and it is governed by Velur. Beside the basic education, what I learned during this time discipline, ethics, willpower, and work for others. I got knowledge about all religion, and I had a unique subject there that is called as Jagate Dharma Guru, and that is generally teach us service to humanity is the service to God. And I also learned about Swami Vivekananda, and some quotes always inspire me and motivate me that be a hero always, say I have no fear. In another quote, in a conflict between the heart and the brain, follow your heart. Arise, awoke, and stop not till the goal is reached. And most importantly, if I love myself despite my infinite faults, how can I hate anyone at the glimpse of a few faults? So that is always motivated me. And I would like to thank my teachers, those who really support me that time. First is Swami Ganalokanandaji Maharaj. He was headmaster that time in our school, and he always motivated me, inspired me, and always told me that I want to see you as a professor at any institute and university. And that is the main one of the motivation to join this profession. And I would also like to thank my teacher, Krishnendu Bandyopadhyay sir. He is my chemistry teacher, and today I am interested in chemistry because of him. He is a very excellent teacher as well as excellent personality, and he always motivated me for higher studies. Then I joined Bahrampur JN Academy for class 11th and 12th, and I completed my class 2 from there. And I completed my plus 2 from there. So I don't have much memory of that time, but what I learned during this period, first is practical experience of life, second is difference between urban and rural society. Actually, the advantage and disadvantage of urban and rural society. Second, third thing is management, adaptation of any situation, and most importantly independent decision making. Since that time I am able to uh, make decision independently, and I was selected for BTech, but I choose basic science because of the my passion to the basic science. And I would like to thank Muhammad Salim sir. He is my chemistry teacher. He taught me the fundamental chemistry that time. At that time, he is a very excellent teacher and also president awardee teacher. And he always motivated his student. And he is one of the reformer of education system. Then one of my teacher suggested me to join Aligarh Muslim University for BSc and MSc, and I completed my BSc and MSc degree from Department of Chemistry, Aligarh Muslim University. And AMU is one of the cheapest university in India, and AMU is have all the modern facility and modern infrastructure. That is why I joined there for BSc and MSc degree. And what I learned during this time, first is Hindi language. I learned Hindi language, and then I had a very beautiful hostel life. I learned cooking, self-study, and focus on my career. I also learned about Sir Soed Ahmed's vision and mission, and also get inspiration for work for others. Some of the quotes which always motivated me during this time, I have said it many times, and I say it again, that India is like a beautiful bride blessed by two attractive eyes, the Hindus and the Muslims. And another quote of Sir Syed Ahmed, acquisition of knowledge of science and technology is the only solution for the problem of Muslims. And most importantly, I hope you will try to set an example in both scholarly pursuits and the practice of Islam. Only then will our community be honored and respected. And I request all of you at least once visit AMU. When you enter to the AMU main gate, you will get this message. This is the last message of Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, that oh my dear children, you have reached a particular stage, and remember one thing, that when I undertook the task, there was criticism all around against me. Abuses were hurdle upon me. Life had become so difficult for me that I aged before my age. I lost my hair, my eyesight, but not my vision. My vision never dimmed, my determination never failed. I built this institution for you, and I am sure you will carry the light of this institution far and wide till the darkness disappears from all around. And I would like to thank my teachers of that time. I want to thank Dr. Aminul Islam. He always motivated me and guided me and support me. He is also an excellent teacher of analytical chemistry. And I would like to thank Dr. Mohammed Said Naim. He is a physical chemistry teacher, and today I am teaching physical chemistry because of him. Because I did my MSc in organic chemistry, but today currently I am teaching physical chemistry in AMU. And I would like to thank Professor Sohail Sabri sir. He is an excellent teacher of undergraduate inorganic chemistry, and he also helped me in various way, and he always motivated me. And I would also like to thank Dr. Muhammad Saim Alam. He was my senior at that time. He always motivated me to the basic science and inspired me to for this profession. So then I qualified GRF and GATE, and whatever exam I appeared that time, I qualified. But I preferred to join PhD at Department of Chemistry in IIT Guwahati. And my thesis title is Versatile Application of Carbon Nanoparticles. IIT Guwahati have very beautiful campus, and you all must once visit there, and once visit to the Assam too. So what I learned during this time about Assam and Assamese language. Generally, Assamese people are very emotional and very beautiful. And to learn how to learn, third thing is time management. Fourth is new instrumentation and techniques. That is also very important for my career. I served as a operator at CIF of IIT Guwahati and learn to effectively communicate via oral presentation, poster, and written documents because my English was so poor that time. Independent creative thought, how to work with others, and most importantly, how to enjoy life and how to be happy. That is the most important thing. Somewhat I had done during this time that we discovered the presence of carbon nanoparticles in food items. Generally, what is carbon nanoparticle? Carbon nanoparticles are quasi-spherical nanomaterials that produce excitation tunable photoluminescence, means emission. And that is appeared as a this work is appeared as a news and highlighted in various scientific magazines too. Then we employed fluorescent carbon quantum dots as invisible ink for security purposes and as well as explosive sensor. In another work, we developed inkjet printing system of carbon quantum dots. You can see the image that all images were taken under UV light. And we have also developed solid phase logic system, which is shown here. In another work, we have shown carbon nanoparticles support enhance the enhance the catalytic activity of bone nanoparticle in organic transformations. We have also demonstrated the copper 2 plus embedded carbon nanoparticle as anti-cancer agent in one of my thesis work. So I would like to thank my supervisor, Professor Arun Chattopadhyay, for because of his immense dedication to the research, simple, innovative thoughts, and very high degree of discipline and sincerity has always motivated me the most. And it is not wrong that if I say if I say that he is like a mother for his student. And during this period, what I learned from my supervisor, first is people management, how to control anger, dedication, and honesty. Most importantly, paper writing skill, learn creativity, critical thinking, and he provided me excellent research training. So that is very important for my career. I would also like to thank Professor Anumita Paul and Professor Siddhartha Shankar Ghosh sir. They are not my supervisor, but they also helped me during my PhD, and I am always love to discuss science with them. These are my lab seniors and juniors that time. They also helped me directly, indirectly that time. And then during my PhD, we implement the concept work for others. Generally, we work uh, Namunijala village nearby main gate of IIT Guwahati. We teach the children and we motivate them and we also inspire them for higher studies. We also counsel their father parents for their children higher studies. That way we help them, and this was the very beautiful part of my life, and I always remember it. During my PhD, I also joined as an associate project scientist at Center for Excellence in Nanoelectronics and Theranostic Devices, IIT Guwahati. And during this time, I acquired administrative skill and supervision skill. I generally guided my juniors and supervised them during this period. And then I was offered assistant professor position at AMU, as well as I was also offered two postdoc position, but I preferred to join as assistant professor at the Department of Chemistry, Aligarh Muslim University. The main motivation was that teaching is the profession that teaches all the other profession. That is the main motivation to join this job. And currently, I am teaching physical chemistry, and I set my objective to train quality student and develop new science and technology. So I started my independent research career here, and currently we are working on chemistry of non-metallic luminescent dots and their potential application. Currently, we are focusing on sensing and biological application of these materials. You can see from the global industry sensor market that the demand of sensor, and already Felix sir already informed all of you that what is the demand of sensor. So because of that, we are interested in sensor research, because this is a growing, this is because the demand is increasingly growing. In this regard, we develop a moisture sensor using NS-dot chiral quantum dots, and that is the moisture sensor is due to the aggregation induced emission and the color change. You can see the color change of this fluorescence, and that can from this color change we can sense the moisture in any sample. We have also developed paper-based hemoglobin sensor from reaction byproduct of tin oxide, and we have also established method. In this regard, we have also established method qualitatively and quantitatively detection of hemoglobin. In another work, recently we reported polarimetric discrimination of multiple ions using luminescent sulfur quantum dots. This is very emerging field and recently started, and we have also published a review article on it. Along with the sensor research, we are also interested in antibiotic resistance bacteria, because antimicrobial resistance has been identified as one of the biggest threat to global health by WHO. So in this regard, we have developed carbon dot based antibacterial agent, and we have demonstrated role of surface charge in enhancing antibacterial activity of fluorescent carbon dots. And we have also shown the combination therapy using carbon dots and silver nanoparticle composite that increase the antibacterial activity. I am happy to share some of the latest news from my group with all of you. And then I want to acknowledge my PhD student Farwa Asad. She did almost all the work, and also Arushi Verma. Her photo is not here, but she is a student of Dr. Amar Kumar Sahu. She did the antibacterial part, I would like to thank Dr. Amrosh Kumar Sahu, my collaborator. He is very gentleman and sweet person, and he always helped me. And I always love to discuss science with him. And I want to also thank. I would like to thank Dr. Owen Pal. He is also my collaborator. He is currently working as a senior researcher in at the Department of Center for Nanotechnology. So I would like to thank Department of Chemistry, Aligarh Muslim University, and also Professor Saptas Tabassum, Chairman Department of Chemistry, because of he developed and in atmosphere in my department for research atmosphere. And lastly, I thank UGC for startup grant. For my young friend, this is the beautiful message from Emile Serpentine, the Nobel Prize winner in chemistry 2020. This is not about a paper published in Nature, Science, or high impact factor journals. It is really about solid work. And I want to say this because in nowadays where everyone is evaluated for the number of publication or H impact factor, sometimes you just need one story, one very good story. You need time to think, to do the work in a proper way, in a deep way. I want to mention this because I would not like to see science having lost this sense, these basic features. She is also a remarkable thinker too. And lastly, life is a continuous learning process. Life is all about discovering new things. And thank you, all of you. So, so I completed within 20 or 25 minutes.
Yes, perfect. Over to Nisha.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your life experience with us. And it's absolutely true that teachers really play an important role in a student's life and in guiding, motivating, and supporting students. One should always be thankful to their teachers we learn from you, sir. And along with a successful person, it's important to be a good human being in the life. And we should work for others who are in need. Over to you, Dr. Felix.
Yes, it was really a fantastic presentation, Dr. Palashuddin. I really enjoyed your talk, especially you shared your, the inspiration to become, to pursue a career in science, and especially your time in IIT Guwahati and AMU, and you stressed on the importance of education to bring the change in society. I completely agree with you, and yeah, it's a strong message to society. Yeah, overall, I really enjoyed your talk, and I'm also happy that you're part of our YAI group, and you are now, I think you are mentoring a couple of students, right? How many students are you mentoring, Dr. Palashuddin?
I have actually three students, but one already left my group because he got position at Switzerland. So I told him to go and join there, and he is now working. Is very good group. That is a Nobel laureate group. So I told him to go and join there because this place is not for you to go there.
Fantastic. So three students, and the interns of our YAI itself is getting selected in Netherlands. So it's a great news. Okay, so yeah, now let us actually start with question and answer session. And so as you are already working in this AMU for last couple of years, and AMU being one of the topmost university, could you please share some of the best practices that AMU is doing to foster the research and innovation?
Yeah, because recently I was a part of in one project, and the AMU administration decided to select me because of my dedication to the research, and they are now interested to focus on more research on mostly they want to translational research, so that that a student can get some experience and also develop skill and also get job easily. So that is the main. Now people are thinking here about it.
Okay, great. So if I ask you, like, what was your initial inspiration to choose a career in science, especially in chemistry? Is there some book which influenced you that you read during your childhood days, or your teachers, or your your own parents?
Yeah, actually, my parents are not so much educated, but my teachers played very important role. I already presented that I mentioned one name, Krishnendu Bandyopadhyay, KB sir. He is excellent teacher of chemistry, and his teaching style is always motivated me, and he is one of the best teacher I found during my life. So because of that, I choose chemistry as a subject.
Okay. Over to Nisha. You can pick up some questions from our YouTube, or you can ask any other questions. Yeah.
Sir, there is a question in the chat box from the Meenal. Sir, please discuss more about the carbon nanotubes in the food particles in your PhD
So
work.
yeah, actually, that is not carbon nanotube, that is carbon nanoparticles. Okay, and actually, we are working in carbon dots. Actually, that is a fluorescent material, and if anyone can check, then now currently within the 10 years, you can get almost 20-30,000 paper on this topic. And we started in India that work. My first work that I am trying to synthesize this particle, but when I understand that that particle may present in the food items, because I am starting with the sugar. Okay, generally sugar or carbohydrate. Generally, what we take, we eat sugar or carbohydrate in our food. So when we heat it, then it becomes a charred, or it becomes carbon nanoparticle or carbon dots, and then we isolated this from this. You can also get carbon dots from chicken also, the fried chicken also too, because wherever you get heating above 200-degree temperature, the carbohydrate bond to become the carbon dots. That is the you can say that is the phase between the charred black part and the yellow part. That is the phase between this. That means that is the yellow part. When you heat any sugar, you will get yellow part. It will become yellowish. Okay, and when it becomes blackish, before this blackish part, you will get the carbon dots.
Okay, I have one question to you, Dr. Palashuddin. This is more or less maybe a controversial, I don't know. But there had been a media outrage over a policy of AMU about your Maulana Azad library. If I remember it right, that there had been some issues with the entry of women, especially undergraduate female students were not allowed to visit the library. So, what is your take on this major issue? It has, it has
Actually,
become a fire in the media recent times.
Actually, that is not completely correct. The news. Actually, AMU always offered library is open for all. Actually, the women's college is different, but from the AMU main campus, that is away from 2 kilometers from the AMU library. So they have already that women's college has already a library there. So their student they complain that we want to access this library too, and that becomes the news that women are not allowed to the AMU library. So that is
Okay,
the
all right, right. Okay, so now if I ask you, like, because this is a science leadership series, so if I ask you, what are the qualities in a science leader that you expect, and who are the major science leaders in this country? So, what would be your answer on this? Like, what are the major qualities that you expect in a science leader, and who are the your role models or the best science leaders in this country?
yeah. Actually, the science leader they motivated the most importantly they motivate student, and also they work hard and in basic science, especially in basic science that could be transformed into technology too. And if you say my role model, then definitely I will say my teacher, my supervisor is my role model always. He's my hero, and I learn many things from him. Because not only he teach me, he guide me, supervise me, he also give me the quality of research, that critical thinking, as well as he always uh, guide and motivated me. for basic science. Still, he regularly contact me and regularly asks me what you are doing, and every time he asks do some science. Because I want to mention a incident when I joined AMU. I don't have any laboratory for 1 year. So generally, I did not come to the department after evening. So once my supervisor visited here, and he told me that you should not do this. You should always come department at 9 o'clock, and you have to stay and 10 o'clock night. So still I am following it, and still he always motivated us and always help us. So that is the main thing, and I always say that he is the most perfect young scientist leader, and he is also famous for giving motivation to the students.
Okay, over to Miss Nisha.
Sir, there is one more question from Meenal that you showed the bread in Greggy in your slides. Please share the results with which you got in your research.
Yeah, he can found it. Actually, I can share the result, but he can go through it is already published paper, published in 2012, and he can go through, and he can directly email me. I can send the paper to him. He can contact me so that I can send him the my paper to him. Okay, that is already this is very highlighted, and he can get from also highlighted by scientific media around the globe, because of the most important thing that we eat nanoparticle. That is the main concept. We eat nanoparticle because there is a controversy that maybe nanoparticles are not safe to the human health. But our research proved that some nanoparticle may uh, safe for the human health. Because all over the world, you will wherever you open the news or anything, you get the information about the nanomaterials always. Is it true? So he
Thank
can
you.
email me. Yeah, he can email me. I will send him uh, the paper, okay, research paper to him, so that he can go through and he also can discuss with me also.
Okay, so my question to you is about your, your research area that is basically on the nanomaterials and carbon nanotubes. If I ask you to name one top one development in your field for the last 5 years, what would that be?
Yeah, because this is most importantly, mostly quantum dots materials are toxic in nature because they are from metal based. Okay, so metal based nanomaterials are toxic to the human health, and that is the most important, that carbon nanoparticles are non-toxic to the human health, or it shows very little toxicity to the human health, and it could be used for any application, for light emitting devices, sensor, or any field. So it has a versatile application, and that is the main thing. That is the alternative of metal quantum dots.
Okay, so if I ask you to name a few major issues of the young science, researchers in India, so what would be the major issues that young scientists and young science researchers face here in India?
So first is the environment, that the environment is always needed for the young scientist, because the space, laboratory space funding, and also that is also one important issue, and training. The that should be very important. The research training is one of the most important thing.
Okay, over to Miss Nisha. You're muted. No, yeah, go ahead, Miss Nisha.
Thank you, sir. There are no more questions in the chat box.
Okay. You can ask your question, whatever you'd like to know about his life and his works. So it's an open session, okay? So then I will take over the stage and I will ask the next question to you. So my question is about the because you are from a minority group, and what is your opinion about the minority the researchers in this country? So of course there are prizes winning to the Muslim society. For example, the latest Chandis Swarup Bhatnagar prize, it was awarded to Dr. Bushra Atiq, and in the field of medical sciences. She's working on cancer biology and molecular oncology. So definitely the awards are coming. Do you think that the minority groups need a special fostering for the research? The government should introduce some new programs for the minority groups, or do you think that status quo is fine? Over to you.
Okay, that Bushra Atik is our alumni from the botany department for zoology department of AMU, and congratulate her. And I also congratulate her. And she will be the inspiration of that young girls as well as the minority girls. The first thing is that yes, we need some fostering to the young minds, Muslim minds, because most of the condition of Muslim was so bad you can't imagine that, because people not going to the education, they because of the lack of education they involved in some kinds of other things. So main thing is that they should need special care, and also we should also fostering help to foster them, so that they get some mentorship. They maybe actually most importantly we have to I can say we have to counsel them. Okay, because in the beginning of their starting of their childhood, they don't know where to go and how to take subject and how what should be they read. So that is more important thing. So because of that, in my area where I born, there is mostly people are uneducated, and mostly people doing the mostly people are laborers class, and they do not the children don't go to the school. So we are trying to help them and also encourage them to go for a school, and also encourage them for higher studies too. And we also encourage them that science and technology is the only solution for this community. So that is the main thing. And if they choose this thing, they will also prosper their career as well as contribute to the country. So that is the main thing, and we have to also work hard for this. And that this time Bhatnagar Award is also motivated the young girls, Muslim girls. They also think about research. Those Muslim girls don't get the chance for education, they will also get the chance for education too.
Great. You actually highlighted a very important point because, in the traditional family, immaterial of which religion the person is, so young girls are very much prone to get early marriage, and
Yeah,
marry,
yeah.
send them off, and then they quit the studies. So this is a very common problem. And my own take on this issue is that actually I was born in Kerala, North Kerala, Malabar region, and disproportionately of recent times, perhaps the trend started 5 6 years back, I think. If you look at the NEET entrance, and especially in the AIMS, or in the Institute of Medical Sciences, so students from Muslim community, or especially female students, cracking and getting in top 100 rank is a lot higher. So that is also a positive change that has
Yeah,
happened to
yeah,
Malabar region
yes.
now, and they are actually taking the education very seriously. I'm really happy about this. This trend setting that also happens in the traditional Muslim families. So the education, everybody is nowadays appreciating the importance of education, isn't it? Especially for the female student. Yeah. Nisha, would you like to add some points? Your own life journey, as you're also a pursuing the masters in one of the, today is very interesting day. We all three are representing one of the famous central universities. We are the topper. Central University of Punjab is the topper among the new central universities. And Hari Singh Gaur Central University is also one of the top ranking university in Sagar. And our speaker today is from AMU, another central university. Over to you, Ms. Nisha.
Sir, I am also very much inspired by my teachers, mainly from Dr. Mohammad Latif Khan. He is also having a very good research work, and Dr. Ashwini Kumar is also there in our department, whose work is in metagenomics, and I am really interested in his work. And my teachers are really very good in supporting. So I liked the thing about sir that he appreciated his teachers, and it's really the teachers really play very important role in the student's life. I too believe that.
Nisha, we were talking about gender. So basically, on in your family, in your surrounding, how is the situation now? The female students pursuing higher studies, is it actually getting more and more these days, or is it actually going back in time, or a lot of improvement needs to be done? Are you from MP?
Yes, sir.
Are you from a rural MP?
I'm from Madhya Pradesh only, and there is a bit problem with girls in the higher education that the parents does not allow them to go out from the hometown, and like the early marriage is also one of the problem here in the Madhya Pradesh with some girls. But nowadays the education for the girls is also they are focusing on educating their girl child also. I also want to pursue the PhD further in my studies.
Fantastic. My best wishes to you, Ms. Nisha, for this. Definitely, we can make it.
Thank you.
I also heard that you are the topper in this Central University. You are going to be a gold medalist. So
Yes,
congratulations for that.
thank you, sir.
And now, yes, coming to your, Dr. Palashuddin's talk and IIT time, because you're also working on this nanotechnology and nanomaterials. So we had our earlier talk, way back in few weeks ago from IIT Guwahati, Dr. Harsh Chaturvedi. He's also pursuing on the nanotechnology. He's a faculty there. So it looks like IIT Guwahati has a very strong nanotechnology group. And now, yeah, my question to you is about if I ask you for recommendation of some good institutes to pursue the nanotechnology and material science here in India. So what would be your recommendations?
Yeah, first is anyone can join that IIT Madras, IIT Bombay, as well as IIT Guwahati. Actually, IIT Guwahati is currently doing very well because they established Center for Excellence in Theranostic Devices and Nanoelectronics. That government already provided almost 60 crore project there, and they established all the facilities there. That is the main reason they prosper there. And there one thing in IIT Guwahati, one most important thing, that the research environment is very good because they always talk each other, all faculties talk each other, and always doing research in collaboratively. That is also a very important science there. And people can also join for material science in IIT Madras. IIT Bombay is also doing very well, and IISc is also very good. IISc is also very good, no doubt. And ISS Kolkata is also one of the best institute that any student can join there. ISS Kolkata, because it is known for also the Nobel Prize also. Their Raman spectroscopy. They are also very good faculty there. They are doing very well in material science. And also student can join ISAR. That ISAR Kolkata, ISAR Pune, ISAR Mohali too. That is also, they are doing also very good research in uh, material science.
Okay, so one of the commonality between yours and my career is that neither of us actually went for postdoc. I did my PhD from Japan, and immediately after my PhD, within 1 month, I got the faculty position here in this central university. And as per my talk to you this morning, I heard that you got this opportunity in the before, just after submission of your thesis, right?
Yeah, just
After
after
Viva,
submission.
perhaps. Yeah.
Not
So
Viva, but
after submission, okay. So
after
my
submission.
question is that these days the trend is that after PhD in India, for which you're spending like 6 to even 7 years time, and then you go abroad for the postdoc for maybe a decade, then come back home to join as assistant professor. Actually, people are
Yeah.
simply wasting a lot of time and energy for in this pursuit. In our university also, we have so many faculties who joined as assistant professor after a decade or more in abroad, especially in the US and Europe. So what is your advice on this young faculty who is actually looking for a postdoc? So, and of course, it's also the employers are also nowadays insisting for a postdoc. For example, in ICER and all, if you apply for it, unless you have years of postdoc, they don't even consider your application. That is a sad reality. Do you think that this trend, we should actually change this trend for good? Mhm.
Actually, the postdoc is very important for research institute because in postdoc people generally learn new science and new technology beyond his research PhD career. So that is very important. And for university case, they prefer mostly for the teaching profession. Okay, so they want best teachers. They always want best teacher, they join. But I think people should go for postdoc for 1 or 2 years. That is very important because they will find out the new, you can say, new path of research. Because if he is staying here and doing research, they will start to work the same like he previously uh, done it in his PhD career. So it is better that only not more than 2 years. Okay, during this time he should search a job. Actually, I personally found those who search job during the time of PhD, they always get the position. But those who think that I will do some PhD postdoc and then I will search, they always get job lately. So that is very important. So many times I found in my batch, actually I searched a job before completing my PhD. And luckily I applied here, AMU. I selected here for I shortlisted for interview and also selected here. Okay, so but those and also some uh, generally some licensors also visited our lab also there, and they uh, actually also they interested me because of my skill, because I my training in instrumental facility, I served the CIF of AMU, sorry, CIF of IIT Guwahati there, along with the PhD, and also some other things. So most importantly, skill is very important, so that, and also they should highlight their research, and also uh, I think they should at least do 1 or 2 year postdoc, not more than 1 or 2 years postdoc. Okay, so if they go for a long time, then it will be problem for them. That is the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I have a little bit difference of opinion here, especially with this teaching. University being a teaching institute, the thing is that even the top institutes like ICER, for example, ICER is more on teaching these days, because earlier days we used to say like it's a research institute and the other one is teaching, but nowadays it's more like an integrative approach that ICER is following. I said,
Yeah,
for example, they even have B level program that the university don't even have. I am not sure AMU has any BSc program.
yeah, BSc program. We have BSc program.
You have, okay.
Actually,
We don't
yeah,
have even BSc. The new central universities usually is only the masters, and our main focus is on the PhD. But the ICER even have the B level program, and they spend a lot of time on teaching the new, the faculties in ICER. and still they're doing pretty good in the research as well, So, and I totally agree with that point about this postdoc being, it will give you a new experience, in my opinion. Going abroad for the PhD is also equally beneficial,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
and even outside your state, because that you are exposed to a new different culture, like you were emphasizing on
yeah,
Assam and the importance of the Assamese culture, and the good thing that you noticed there, this cross-cultural communication, I think it's a very big asset for an independent researcher,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
when you're molding your
Definitely.
career. And I keep on saying that the travel is a very good cure for racism.
Yeah,
So if you travel a lot, if you you're exposed to various culture and interact and make friends, then you will never become racist in your life. So in
yeah,
that sense,
yeah, yeah,
going abroad for the postdoc or even a different state, for example, Nisha, my advice to you would be, after your MSc, go to some other university or even some other state for
yeah.
doing your
Definitely,
PhD. That would be a good
definitely.
option for you.
I'll try, sir.
Yeah. You do
Sir,
you have
I
any other
want to know
questions?
your views.
And my
Sir,
suggestion to
I want to.
Nisha that wherever you go, you just notice the best thing of that place, and you try to get it. That is most important. You notice that best thing, not the only research or education. You have to notice all the cultures and everything, and you try to get it. That is the
Yes,
most important thing. Okay.
yes, sir. Sir, I would like to know your views on what important qualities a young researcher should have.
So first is most importantly, you have to dedicate it and motivated toward the research. That is the most important thing. Okay, and you have to always manage your time. Okay, your family life as much so important. Your research career is also so important. Okay, and you have to always learn how to be happy and how to enjoy your life. That is more important, because mostly time you will get frustrated from your work, so that is very important. Okay, and you have to acquire some skill. That means you have to specialize yourself in some skills. Okay, whatever the skill you want to, you go for research, and you have to always develop skill in your side, in okay, inside you. So that is very important. And you have to read lot of research paper. If you not read research paper, you don't understand what is going on. And always try to communicate to the world. Okay, try to communicate to the world that what you are doing, that should be know the people that you are doing this type of research, and that should be know. That is very important. Okay, and one more thing, that collaboration nature should be very good. You should be a very good person, and your collaborator should be very good person. Then you will do some good research with them. Okay, in my case, my collaborator is very gentleman, very cool. Whenever I frustrated, he encouraged me for better research. Okay, so that should be very important for your career, and you have to follow this path.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, ma'am, going back to the same issue of the gender, and yeah, I mean, this year is really interesting. Lots of Nobel Prize goes to the
Yeah,
females, and
yeah,
you told about this imbibing the goodness of the any culture where you are in, for example, in Assam. So my experience is that I've been to Assam only once, and in Assam, what I noticed is in the auto rickshaw, I have seen females sitting easily with the driver in the front seat.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is something like unheard of in South or anywhere in elsewhere in India. This really caught my attention, and if they feel that how safe they feel sitting with a driver, an unknown driver in the front seat of an auto rickshaw, that really means female empowerment. And
yeah,
that scene itself is there is a very interesting scene that I had. I heard a lot Northeast female empowerment is a lot higher, and the female, and also the cases of this rape, for example, is much lesser in Northeast compared to elsewhere. So I think that kind of
yeah.
society is what we really have to look up. The female should feel safe sitting in the front seat of an auto rickshaw.
Hmm. If you visit Meghalaya and other Assam northeast sister states, then you will also found, I think you will find there that female control the family. Female work or men always doing the homework. They. So that is also very beautiful part that female generally work. They generally going for the work, and men her husband or other will remain in home for other homework. So that is also very beautiful part. I found in Meghalaya.
Okay. Right. So, yeah, so I think we are actually coming to an end. So before leaving, I just want to know, because you are leading a small group. I'm sure you must be having some PhD students in your group in AMU and other small group, perhaps postdoc as well. I'm not sure. So I'm sure if you're a group leader, you will be experiencing some conflicts inside the group. So what were your strategies to resolve such in-group conflict? For example, in lab, sharing the instrument, for example.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
over to
yeah.
you.
Actually, I am just uh, actually the most important thing is that generally we share everything here. Okay, we have a central instrument facility here from university side, as well as we have also the instrumental facility in the department. So what we do, we book the slot from that time to that time slot allotted to this teacher, that time to that time slotted to this, so that there should be no conflict between us. And whenever we need urgently need some instrumentation, then what we do, that we request the other person, please for me, please allow me to do you in your slot, you take my slot. Like that we manage everything, and that is very important and very important culture. We should also develop more efficiently this practice, so that uh, so that we can do some better research.
Perfect. Over to Nisha. Would you like to add some point, or then you can summarize the talk?
Sir, I would like to thank you, Dr. Felix, for organizing such a nice internship program. And I too learned many new things in this, and I learned to write the review paper, and which will help me further in future. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yes, Dr. Palashuddin, as well as Ms. Nisha, for being part of our YSL series today. And yeah, welcome, Palashuddin. You are now a fellow of our Young Academy. So we still, working towards this academy. We are now on the process of making our website. And those viewers who would like to be part of our academy, you're open. You're welcome to apply to become a member. We have 3 tiers: member, then associates, then fellow. So anybody can apply to become a member of the academy. The call is open. We have a Facebook page. So please come and join our Facebook page, and all this information is being shared there. We have also a group in the Google, an email group. And yeah, so we can start up. So the Young Academy, I'm also looking for some volunteers who can help me with this academy, designing the website and all. So if you're interested, please contact me. So thanks a lot, both of you, and it was a wonderful Sunday to begin with.
Yeah,
A
thank
good
you,
shot of
Felix,
inspiration.
and thank you again, because you arranged so nicely, and you also you also motivate the student. That is very important current period, because most of the people student I found that they are feeling stressed during this COVID-19, and during this program they at least did some work in their home, and they feel good. So that is more important, and thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. See you then again next week. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you.